Well, good afternoon and welcome back to Little French Homestead. If you are new here today, welcome. My name is Sherry. Now we are going to be making some homemade pizzas, some chicken taco soup, and I have divided up some chicken, and I have homemade chicken broth that I had made about a couple of days ago. This video is about almost a week old. I had posted the video, Your Future Self Will Thank You. This is part 2. So here I am making some pizzas. Now I usually grab my pizza dough from Publix. They have a wonderful pre-made dough that is already rolled out and folded. And for $4, you can't go wrong to making your own pizza, especially if you have all the ingredients there at your house. You could be saving yourself a lot of money. Now realize we don't always make our own homemade pizzas. There are some days where I go ahead and just buy, like the pre-made frozen pizzas that you find at the store, especially if Publix has a buy one get one free, or there's been a few times we have ordered pizza out. It just gives me a full day of where I do not have to actually cook. Sometimes you really just need a break. So I was like, well, what's better than taking a day off from cooking when you can always pre-make some pizzas, then you have them in the refrigerator, in the freezer as your, a lunch, or just as on the weekend if you are too busy and you just need to get something in the oven or in the microwave. This is a perfect way to do this. So what I have is just some mozzarella. I do like to go ahead and put a layer of mozzarella down on the bottom. Then I have actually pre-diced some red peppers and some yellow peppers and red peppers and orange peppers, and some onions. Those were actually frozen. I took them out earlier in the day and they are mostly all thawed out here. I also have a big stack of the large pepperoni and Genoa salami, and I've diced them all up to mouth-sized pieces, and I am going to use all of that up and spread that all around. Now I have to say that these pizzas are now gone out of our freezer. They were a big hit over this past weekend. My girls usually like to have pizza. They could have pizza 24/7 if I allowed them to, and they were actually gone within a couple of days. So I am temporarily all out of pizza, but this is super, super fast, quick, and easy, and everybody loved them. My oven is already preset to 425, and I have those round, nice pizza pans. If you don't have those, you can also just use a cookie sheet. That is totally fine. You want to make sure that if you do it on a cookie sheet that you have maybe like some parchment paper underneath so it doesn't really stick. They don't stick to these pizza pans, which is lovely. I don't put anything underneath them. Then you just bake them in the oven. I usually do about 20 to 30 minutes. I rotate about halfway through. So I usually put one on one shelf and one on another. Halfway through, I will rotate and then exchange. I'll put the one that was on the lower shelf on the top shelf and vice versa, because you want to make sure that you get your pizzas nice and evenly cooked, and as well as the bottom nice and crunchy and the top nice and crunchy, and again not too burnt. This is like the best way. My parents had a convenience store where we would make pizzas for our customers, so I really enjoyed working there, even though I was a young teenager at the time, rather have gone to spend with friends, but I really did enjoy a lot of these life lessons working there making pizzas. Now, this here we are making, it is called chicken taco soup, and it really is very simple if you already have all the ingredients. They are like 7 to 8 cans, and it consists of black beans, pinto beans, corn. You want to drain those. Then you add diced tomatoes, rotel. You want to make sure they have it with the green chilies in it. And if you went as far, you could do canned chicken breast and chicken broth and a taco seasoning package. But what I had is, in one of my videos, I had canned up some black beans and some pinto beans, so I'm using my homemade ones. And I had, again, made a whole bunch of chicken breasts not too long ago. Well, actually, I'm sorry, it wasn't chicken breasts. It was a chicken quarter for thighs and legs. They had a buy one, get one free, so I did that. They had made 8 shredded chicken meals, and this is what I used here. And then obviously I had used my homemade broth for this. I also used my own taco seasoning packets, but if you have anything that is store-bought, this is all still perfectly fine. If I did not have anything homemade canned, I definitely would have went and got all the cans, except maybe the chicken. I would have actually probably done, a real maybe like a rotisserie chicken instead of a canned. There's nothing wrong with canned though. So while that was sitting and cooking, my pizza was ready. I took that out of the oven. Now this pizza knife, believe it or not, is almost 40 years old. My mom and dad had that at the pizza shop, and I was looking for a large pizza knife one day, and I was telling my mom that I was going to maybe look on Amazon, and it was actually funny. She had found this knife way in the back of her cupboard. She knew she had it, so when she did find it, she gave it to me. I needed to sharpen it up, but this thing cuts like a dream, as you can see here. So I am then going to be putting them on some paper plates. We use paper plates here in our house. There's 5 of us, and I would be doing dishes so much more often than that. I put 2 slices on there. I did go ahead and just put them in a Ziploc bag, and then I wrote pizza and the date, and then that way, like I said, my kids could go into the freezer, take it out. You do want to allow it to come to room temperature a little bit, or you could take them out the day before and set them in the refrigerator, let them thaw. My kids did a little bit of both. They did thaw them in the refrigerator if they knew they were going to have them over the weekends. There was one night where they just took them right out of the freezer and threw it in the microwave. That still was good. The bottom did get a little soggy with that, but hey, it's still pizza, and it was still very, very delicious. And we're packing up now here the chicken taco soup. We're gonna have that probably sometime next week. I think I was able to get was either 3.5 or close to 4, which is perfect. These are in my quart size containers that I got off Amazon. I'll throw that link down below. But I did taste this, and this was rather good, I was not sure if it was going to be good or not. It's a little thick right now, but what I'll do is I'll just add a little bit of chicken broth when we go ahead and make this up as soup. You can top it with sour cream, cheddar cheese, with some tortilla chips. You can have it on the side of that. Add a little lime for a nice zest. So I just want to say thank you so much for being here today. I really do appreciate everyone who watches my videos. If you want to go ahead and like, share, but most importantly, go ahead and subscribe. And if you want to click that notification bell, that way when I have a new video that comes out, you are one of the first ones to go ahead and see that. Again, you guys are making my nights and my days by watching all of my videos. And just remember, keep on cooking. Thank you. Bye-bye.